good guys still wear black. Be there.
Hey everyone, this seems loud. Is this loud to you? Yeah, that seems loud. Alright, that's a little more civilized. How's everybody doing? Hello everyone, hope you're having a great weekend. 143. I paid for 144 hertz and I'm gonna get them all. Alright, that's more like it. I love it. It's perfect already. Get that cursor out of here. I don't know much about this game. Mostly, got great reviews, good buzz. I skimmed the review on PC Gamer. Consensus seemed to be that, like, it's pretty... What's the word? It's pretty constrained about its mechanics and its implementation of them. But that constraint lets it execute on them very, very well. So, I'm excited to see what this is about. This... I guess, on another sense, this seems to be another one of those, like, AA games with, like, AAA caliber execution. Mr. Browning, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. Also, disclosure, I did receive a copy of this game for free from Devolver. So my reactions do not include me spending money on it. No. You gotta go to Pop-Tart? Yeah. Or sorry, Pop-Tart, you have to go to work. Going to Pop-Tart would be delightful. I need your take on that Razor Trash Magic Mike, because I had no idea what was happening. I have never... hold on. Allow me to commiserate with Pop-Tart real quick. That sucks, I'm sorry. It sucks that you have to go to work today of all days to throw cups of ranch at people. But, this does seem really cute. I guess the VOD will be there. I mean, I may not finish it today either, but I haven't seen Magic Mike or Magic Mike XL, so I didn't know... Like, it's one thing to have seen the base movie and then see their remix of it, but it's another to not have seen the movie at all. However, I think I got the gist of it, and there were some very great segments in, or some great segments in it. Yes, there we go. I'm throwing my words around. I'm all tossed up. I get to be a cute little burb. Birds running around is the cutest thing. I think we train birds to just walk. I guess that would just make them dinosaurs. Yeah, that model's really adorable. Dee dee dee. Use of color is extremely effective. Draws your attention to the exact things you need to know. You have a weapon, or like. I would say in a grander scheme of things, that on the back like that says this is gonna be like Zelda. And that's pretty cool too. Oh, you've had food, Faye? Yeah. I saw you extolling the virtues of food as a concept earlier. I agree. Sometimes you just gotta sit back and be like, damn. Being alive is so weird sometimes. Dealing with sentience and existentialism and all that. Existentialism, but... Sometimes it is nice to kick back and think that existence isn't all that bad because at least we get to eat butter and cheese. You get all wrapped up in the headspace, but damn, food tastes good. Oh, I ain't got no shinies. I ain't got no worries. I like got a little book on his head. There's something very weird about this. Like, it's cutaway style, so you can see the interior, but the light from the outside is shining through, so it's actually just that the wall's busted. Everything is just the right amount of broken to let you see what you need to see in this perspective. Why do only men get to have food be the weight of their heart? Get me food and I'll be yours. Yeah. Maybe that's because, I don't know. It's part of a system where dudes were trying to convince women to cook awesome. That was kind of when, like, securing a wife was the accumulation of her skill sets. If you can bag you one who can, like, sing and cook, then you're like, awesome, for the rest of my life I get to eat good food. That's so weird to think about it that way. The very, like, narrow terms of relationship value. Oh my gosh. That is a very brooding Birb. I can't tell if that's a cape, or a turtleneck, or just a high collar. I think it's just a high collar. They also have a sword, too. Man. Also, everything about your little Birb, compared to all the other birds in the intro, is you are the underdog. And the way that, like, the head tilts up, it's like you have a small amount of idealism left in you. There's a lot they're communicating just with, like, character shapes and character animations and body language. Everyone else has already had life ground out of them, right? They're all depressed and sad, but there's still some hope here. My little guy hasn't been ruined by this world yet, and maybe, just maybe, that idealism will save him in the end. My little scarf-wearing guy. He's got an adventurous kerchief. That's what I'd say. You know what? Throw birds on the good pile along with the food. I would give ups to most birds. Some of them can be very Ooh, look at that old guy back there. I was about to say, some of them can be rather sassy, needlessly aggressive. But they're just animals doing what they do. Seen a shoebill? Is that one of those ones with, like, the giant, like, wobbly beaks? Was that the one bird that was trying to eat the capybara? Because that's a really great video. Aussie Jose, thank you very much for the prime. My partner's auntie has emus. Ooh. Emus are like ostriches, just not as mean, right? Emus seem like the chiller version of that sort of animal, but I could be wrong. Ostriches are real sons of bitches, is my understanding. They're just motherfuckers. I thought emus were meaner? Well, shoot, then I don't know. I think where... Wait, they bought some emu eggs from a grocery store and hatched them? What? Just, like, threw a blanket on it and then they had emus? Cool. Man. This is, I guess I realize now this is based on going to, what was it? Ostrich Land? Emu World. There was some place in... Like, there's some place in California, one of those off-the-highway things, where you can, like, pay for a bucket of feed and go feed emus and ostriches. And the emus seemed much more friendly, but that was specifically, I guess, the one that I was feeding. Hold on. All right. I want to talk to this big old fella. I want him to reluctantly grunt wisdom at me. Okay, game's already trying to draw a parallel between office work and death. The routine being the end of your life. That actually makes a lot of... If it is a Zelda-like, then it makes sense that the character grasping for adventure is the one that can revitalize the system. Okay, he's asleep. So I guess this is like a Monsters Incorporated situation, but instead of terror or laughter, it's souls. We go out, grab souls, and bring them back. And it powers the afterlife society, which functions to get souls. Oh, there's a gettable over there. I see it. You guys are teasing me. It's all shaded in the background. It's an interesting slashing animation. It like hangs on the visual arc for a really long time. And maybe stuff like that to increase like visual feedback about when you do and don't hit an enemy. Because in Zelda, it's like the sword actually swings, and you gotta bop something. Oh. That's neat. Okay. Husband and I went to a bear and wolf conservation in Europe where we got to feed the big bears honey with a long wooden spoon. I had a bear snag a spoon and cuddle with it. It was so precious. Oh, He loves that spoon. Because that spoon always brings wonderful things. I would love a spoon that always has delicious things in it. I do that, actually, now that I think about it. If I have, like a routine where I experience good feelings with an inanimate object or a tool or something like that, I associate those feelings for sure. Like a favorite coffee mug or something like that. Anyway, that's why they're all ravens. That's why they're all ravens. That makes total sense, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Alright. We're just a little bird in the grove of spirits. Gonna run around and solve some puzzles. Heep. I am a little torn up because I kind of wish my bird would make a little chirp every time I roll. Just a little beep. A little meep, meep, meep. Oh, howdy. Hello there. Deep, 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 deep. Oh, we're friends now? Okay. I'm probably gonna have to feed these things into some kind of soul blender. Oh, don't let me hit the nice things. Can you guys move, please? I don't want to... Hold on. Okay. Silent Burbtagonist? Yeah. Really good at being the big spoon, even though I'm small. Being the small spoon is aces, though. You have unobstructed breath lines. You have all the coziness. You are free to vent heat if you need to. Exposed skin to the open air. I cried when my favorite pipe broke. The memories. That hurts. Something like that. Oh, they all... Oh, look at them. Oh, they're little flower guys. You're gonna make me kill you, aren't you? You're gonna make me do it. I'm gonna have to murder all of you friendly things. They're gonna Last of Us me. No, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Jeez. I feel like this is a weirdly Nintendo thing to do. Have little guys that like react to your player input. They hide really cute. Alright, hold on. Alright, kids. You're not gonna understand this, but it's for your own good. Alright. Need you to... Yeah, just stay hidden for a second. I don't know if Souls started it. I don't even know that Souls does it. Souls just kind of has boss drops. But I am into giving bosses nameplates. I guess Zelda did that. Yeah. Ocarina of Time did that. Yeah, Zelda did it for sure. It just wasn't super common. And you know what's weird is every time I play Ocarina of Time, it's gonna sound weird. It is a stylish game, but it's not a very loud stylish game. So for them to have like a full-on name card with like a Godzilla rah scene or any cutscene at all to introduce a boss, I always thought was kind of interesting. So I think it kind of stands out. I think it's one of those things where because you're quiet, oops, so many other times, you have the liberty of having it be land a little harder when you are loud. And Sonic boss? No, wait. I guess the 3D Sonics do that. Yeah. That's what Borderlands does. Yeah, Borderlands kind of overuses it. That is like a key stylistic and visual element of Borderlands. Is the like stomp pause title card for a character with like one goofy fact. Actually, now that I think about it, stylistically, that exact thing came from MTV, didn't it? That's like how they would introduce people on reality shows. Did Bayonetta do nameplates? Yes, it did. Actually, Bayonetta did nameplates for every new basic enemy. It got a little... Oop, I got bopped. I got donked. It actually got a little overbearing. In Bayonetta. I mean, that game is extremely stylish. So, it gets a bit of a pass. It's just weird when it's like a slightly harder version of an enemy you've killed 3 million times, but the entire game stops for for some guy to go blah, and then it says greater sin the fifth, edict -2, requience, and you're like, okay, and then it just goes back to you like beating somebody up on a mountain that's been chopped in half and thrown into space. Fuck, man, it is great. I love that game so much. Oh! Oh, that was the hole. Okay. Yeah, I guess the little guys couldn't follow me through the portal. If you're trying to spook me, I'm a raven. It's not gonna work. I like that you can see his little feets. I don't know. Maybe everyone was just on the right wavelength right from the beginning, but I do hope that there's a Slack channel somewhere out there where for a solid day, everyone on the team discussed bird feets and how cute they are and how they really need to nail those feets. I keep thinking about that one image of like the dev team from Goose Game, just like pointing out all the features of a goose that are the best. Their little tail, their tiny feet. I think about that a lot. I'm like, because I feel like conversations like that, where everyone does agree on like one basic thing, that's like the core of every creative project. It's like everyone finding an emotional accord about something that they want to express. Things like that are the cause of delayed games. I have a contrary opinion. I think days like that are the reason games come out at all. I think when people aren't on the same page is when games get delayed. What if you thought the cutest thing about a bird is the way it bobs his head, and I thought the cutest thing about a bird is the way his little feet go deep, deep, and you're making art assets going one way, and I'm making art assets go another way. We find out 6 months later we weren't on the same page about birds and what's cute about Birb. So now we've got all these like Birb stuff that don't match, and we're like, shucks, what do we do? Got to delay the game. What is this game? It's called Death's Door. Recent release from Devolver Digital. It is, as near as I can tell, it's a Zelda-like. But I haven't heard a single bad thing about it. That's weird. Mitch, I don't know how you did that. Hold on a second, I gotta tab out for a second. Oh yeah, here's the wallpaper of the day. I'm scared to ask why that would be a restricted term. Hey, what's up, Ferret King? It's good to see you. Sorry, my tummy's a little rumbly today. I had 2 coffees yesterday. 2 coffees. After having a lot of seltzers. That is the exact sequence of things that makes my tummy a little grumbly, so I'm back on the tea train, baby. Actually, this sounds like a good thing to ask Twitch chat, because I'm confident I'll get accurate information. How long does it take the stomach lining to completely heal? How long does it take? Is that a lightsaber? Yes. What tea do you drink? Oh, this is just like Lipton black tea. I brew it and I pour it over ice. It's that. Yeah, Mitch, I don't know what that's all about. I'm afraid to say it now. What if it's something like real bad? Oh, okay. I thought that was just a boss effect, but I guess all the enemies get a little more crackly as they get damaged. That's really interesting. Like feedback, telling the player what they did was right or to keep doing it. It's very clear and direct. Also, like saving that particular shade and brightness for only things to draw the player's eye to. Like in this shot, I know exactly where I am. I know exactly what I have to get to. I don't know how to get there, but that's the game, right? I think about that a lot too, about like, especially in audio design, reserving specific registers of the audioscape for specific sound effects. Like, no matter what, the music, the monsters yelling, whatever, everyone stay away from like 4,000 hertz. That's where I need to be to tell the player that, you know, they're next to a massive soul energy or whatever. Maybe they have a Slack conversation about their favorite frequency. I gotta be honest, I threw out 4,000 hertz because it's one of my least favorite frequencies. There, I said it. That's the like most piercing one. That's the one that makes things like sound all kind of washed out and tinny and aggravating. Oh yeah, let's see here. I think there's something cool you can do here. Ha! Ha! Love it. A little Zelda reference, I guess. This music is sweeping and sorrowful. This is where I came from, right? Like if it's an ulcer or just an irritation. I think just irritation. I think that's where I'm at. Oh, that repeater HDMI splitter's back in stock. I snagged one for myself. Oh! Yeah, I should probably get one to experiment with. Could you drop a hot little link for me? This is how I level up. Thank you very much. Sorry, I gotta tab out again. People got interesting links. Okay. Can it... Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Interesting. Okay. I feel like, man, I feel like I've just got to let Jesus take the wheel sometimes, but I'm still gonna buy it and mess with it to see if it improves anything. Oh, okay then. All right. Think that heals in 3 days? That sounds about right to me. I think what'll happen is that, like, I'll go like 2 days, and then I'll have like one really delicious coffee, and I'll feel great, and I'll be like, I'm fixed, and then I'll go like way too ham on it. Gotta learn temperance. Stupid, dumb temperance. Unlike Zelda, this game seems to have an upgrade currency, which actually seems to like. Maybe it's a Western versus Eastern thing. Western players seem to prefer that. Like, just give me coins that I can spend. The assurance that over time I will get better no matter what. My best advice, if it's truly hurting you, ask to see a GI who specializes in the digestive tract. I've had Crohn's for over 14 years. When one of the recent years I found to have ulcers thanks to getting my usual... you get usual endoscopies? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I should... I mean, I just feel like I've never... Well, I've had this conversation before, I think. Oh, okay, that's how you get health back. Or it's one of the ways. I just feel like I never really gave my body, or my tummy, time to fully heal, because I like drinking coffee and booze a lot. Ow. But you're right. I should just, honestly, I should just go get a nice little physical done regardless. Get rooted around. Coffee and booze is pretty rad. It's like the raddest thing. Oh, it's so great. Coffee especially. What's critical, or rather what's critically tragic about all this, in a very Twilight Zone sort of way, is that I'm just now getting... My coffee game is getting so good. So outrageously good. I'm getting to where, like, I think my coffee is the best. Or rather, it's closest to what my taste, you know? But now I gotta take it easy? Ow! It's just tragic to think about all the dumb, not delicious coffee I made in the past. This is already getting a little spicy. Do those come back over time, or is it just... Okay, you get them when you hit people. Oops! Thought he was gonna go the other way. That's a really cool death screen. I like that a lot. What happened to energy drink me? I'm still hashtag sponsored by G Fuel. And yeah, I'm gonna use that to swap out for coffee some of these days. How are people's backs after staying inside for so long from the pandemic? Just curious if people are experiencing back pain too. I would, except just realized I feel like I'm not really centered. That's weird. I do experience like back irritation, especially from sitting here and like having my shoulders rolled forward for so long. So I like, you'll see me stretch out often while I'm sitting. I have a yoga ball that I like roll around on to like massage out the knots that form in my back, and I do that, I would say, every other day or so. And then I also have a foam roller, because yeah, for the amount of time that I sit, I feel like I owe my body a certain amount of maintenance to prevent it from getting too stale. I should do yoga. Like, I feel like that's a big part of it. I can feel my hips tightening up. I used to do a lot more stretching than I do now. I mean, even just like general mobility exercises, like Ring Fit Adventure seriously is very good. I should do more of that too, because it does a really good job of just having your body go through a wide range of motions, which is just really good for keeping things moving. But yeah, in quarantine, you can go days alternating from like laying down, sitting, and standing, and like that's all. It's like I think 2 days went by, and my heart rate hadn't gone up at all in any of those days, and I was like, okay, this is how it happens, right? You just have a stretch of time where it just gets away from you. Want to get into Ring Fit? It's so good. It's like I try to shove it in and talk about how much I like it whenever I can, because I think it really is a great solution for a lot of people who want to like get into that or learn more about their bodies but don't want to do it in a public setting or intimidated by gyms. Like, no one's watching. And you get all the feedback a game usually gives you. It's good stuff. Oh no, maybe 2 weeks ago, tried bending down to stretch, back seized up, lots of pain, felt like it locked, and it's been happening more often now. Yes, so preface it all, I'm not a physical therapist, but I can, like, I guess, share what I've been told and share my experiences. I had a big problem with that too in my upper back, with muscles that would lock up, and I didn't know they were locked up because they'd been locked up for so long that just felt normal to me, or they were locked up so long they went numb. Problem with, so like with that, you actually have to like, just like you're hammering out a piece of meat or a tenderloin or something, you actually have to just like massage it. That's what massages are for. It's a two-step process. You massage it to loosen the muscles up, but then you actually have to train your body to use them again, because when they get locked up for that long, your brain gets used to not talking to them. And when it's like, your body is good at finding ways to get to equilibrium, but not necessarily at finding ways to be pain-free for like the next 10 years. So, the second part of it, in addition to like loosening up the muscles that are already tight and injured, is to strengthen them up and then also train yourself to rebalance and refire the muscles that weren't working in the first place. Because typically, the way it was explained to me is that if your muscles are overdeveloped or your posture's wrong, your body pulls out of alignment. Some muscles get stretched and compressed and they get really irritated, and then they kind of try to pull back, they get all locked up, and then you get back spasms and things like that. But you have to tenderize those muscles to keep blood flowing into and out of them, to keep them nourished and healthy. He's got a little egg on his head. But you also have to like rebalance your muscle tension so that those muscles aren't yanked or pulled on and all that kind of stuff. So, but my posture slips all the time, especially since I'm sitting in a gamer chair. Shoulders forward, like head down. So there's inevitably some tension that builds up in my back. I try to, when I feel it is when I catch my tension slipping. So it's this constant process, I think. It's just part of life now. The horse riding muscle? Ooh, like the one back there? Actually, when I did overhead press, I was like trying a bit heavier weight a couple days ago, and there's this tendency and this what's the word? Temptation when doing overhead press to want to lean back because it turns it more into like a bench. And it sucks because you actually like, that's basically, I was going up, and then like you're supposed to like tuck your head under and then just push straight up. It engages the right muscles. I didn't do that, and I was going up, and then it feels like in my back there's like a rubber band crossing my back, and then somebody reached in and just went twing, like strummed it like a guitar string. That's kind of what it feels like, and I felt that, and it didn't hurt, but it still felt like a ghost reached into my back and strummed a back muscle, and I was like, oh shit. Because I know when that happens, that's my muscles going, shit! And then that's them, like, shortly after that, that's when they lock up. So I got through my workout because my body's really good at, like, moving through that. But for the next, like, day or two, I could feel that little guy back there was all mad at me. Had to roll him out. And then, that's when working smart is better. Because if I didn't twinge, if my form was good, I could have lifted weights today. But... what I'm interested in is how to exercise the muscle that makes you penis lift an inch. Well, how much weight? Specifically, I think you're looking for the Kegel. I don't know how you work that out. I think you can just do that sitting down, like... There's one. 2. This can be a combination Death's Door stream Kegel size. 3. You've genuinely gotten me into working out, and Ring Fit got my body loose enough that I could get into more intense weightlifting. My friends keep reminding me that I've lost over 100 pounds. Don't nearly need to work out every day, so I just want to say you're an inspiration, even if Ring Fit is a bit. Hey, Ring Fit did all the heavy lifting there. I'm just glad that I was the nudge that got you to it. That's fantastic. Congratulations. I feel like I'm so close to my goals. So there's just nothing going on up here, huh? I yawned the other day after waking up and locked the muscle under my jaw. Oh! That happens to me like once every other year, and it's the worst. Because, like, I don't know, I like jam my thumb under my chin and I'm like, stop it! But you just have to kind of wait. Tenderize and rebalance. Yeah, I hope if you have like... It can take a while too to like learn yourself and learn the amount of pressure you need to apply and how it should feel and all that stuff. If you can, and I don't know what services you have access to, but go to a physical therapist. Go to your doctor and have them recommend a physical therapist to you. That's what they're for. And I saw one and it was immensely helpful. Oops, I'm sorry. Angry little bird. That's great. Managed to get my doctor to a referral for a chiropractor so they can tenderize me. I recently asked for a referral to PT. That'll be rebalancing and strengthening my muscles. Great. Perfect. Yeah, unfortunately now you just gotta wait, which is kind of a pain, but that's fantastic. Yeah, you'll get there eventually. It just, man, sucks. The meantime, like the wait, sucks. Steadhone. It's a great name. Why would there be, like, spires in a ravine like that? Come to think of it, who built all those? This doesn't appear to be a universe of only burbs. I was working my punching bag and one of those freak accident snares just tweaked my chest muscles the wrong way and they locked up so hard they cracked a rib? Ah, man, that's crazy. Bodies are insane. I feel like, I feel like if people actually sort of really genuinely traded notes about things their bodies did that just made no sense, I don't know. I feel like we'd all be a lot more home in our skin. I'm not asking you guys to do it. I just realized, but I think everybody individually has a lot of weird things that like that just happen, and like they don't really think about it because it happens to them all the time because it's part of being inside an individual skin. You don't really compare notes about that stuff. I've read this 3 times, but I haven't actually read it. Okay, there. I got it. Find the other building that looks like that. Oh, like sinus crap? Yeah. Just and even just down to different sensations. Different feelings. It took me years to figure out I have migraines. I just thought they were food headaches. Yeah. How are you supposed to know? Like, you just don't have the language to describe it to anybody, and it doesn't occur to you that you're missing it. Man, even the sound bombs out when you get hit. They give you so much feedback. There's no way to miss that you took damage. I feel like a lot of medical info is written of because it doesn't or hasn't been observed from a medical professional. Yeah? Oops. I forget you can just walk off the map. That's true, and to some degree the internet's been really interesting in that. I feel like, I don't know, I remember seeing a post about like, I guess there's a movement that people like something like people on social media might understand your mental issues better than doctors, and I'm like, ooh, that's an interesting and scary thing. Specifically, I don't know, this was a post from somebody who had been to multiple, well, shouldn't get into it, but I guess that was inevitable. It's kind of part of a greater cultural movement, just like, who cares about doctors? Got tired of going to the doctor because to this day, I've never left knowing more than when I went in. It typically turns into, well, that just happens now. Oh, as part of like getting older? That is, I've heard bits about that. I guess like Louis C.K. bit, but I haven't gotten that from my doctor yet, but then again, I haven't had that sort of talk. And maybe that will be the case. Oh wait, that's right, I have to find the twin building, which is not this one. Yeah, Wimplo, slippery slope for sure. I mean, I guess people have been, trusting their own intuition over doctor's advice for years, so it's not like that's anything new. Okay. Doctors can have less real-life experience, especially if they strictly work indoors as a family doctor. Yeah. Versus maybe somebody in your family who has lived with something for a long time. Do I not have the thing for this yet? I'm guessing it's not this or this. Alright. So satisfying to beat an area on 1 health. This music is awesome. That I'll agree with. Though I feel like I'm not doing a great job of staying focused on where I'm traveling or maintaining mental maps or anything. I'm going in circles a lot here. I'm getting distracted by awesome conversation. Oh. Cyber ladder. Did a little twirl on the way down for style. Mental maps, I just wander around until I find what I need, yeah. pick random directions until it says you win. Okay, I see. It's like check. I guess maybe going into and out of this door is like a checkpoint. There's definitely been points where I've offered to pay for tests and services and the doctor will refuse. I think that we think doctors aren't subject to similar everyday points of being human, being overworked and underpaid. I agree with that 100%, Autumns. I think we tend to assume that doctors aren't subject to all the normal human frailties, or like any sort of like public service job, that somehow these are like social paragons that are above the frustrations of normal everyday life. Hey Steph, welcome back. How was the drive? You can take it easy now. Mm-hmm. Steph's back. You know what doctor who doesn't want to get vaccinated? Yeah. It's not all on the same side. Should I... Do you want me to turn stuff off? Here, I can... Alright. I do appreciate that this... At least one person here absolutely loves their job, and it's this Birb right here. So your mental health especially tends to be so poorly taught medically as someone who studied it. Nowhere near enough depth until you hyper-specialize. You'll get conflicting opinions about the same facts constantly and or a default need to simplify what's going on with what is taught on the surface. Alright, I think predictive text took a couple of words there. Getting through the yet another patient for the people who are super overworked. I can see that, yeah. Oh yeah, I see what you mean, Autumns, yeah. Being sick in America is like having a broken car. Except you have to drive the car to like, you need the car for everything. I guess that's also like being in America. You have to have a working car and a working brain. And by working, I mean it has to be able to work. It doesn't mean you have to be happy. No, it just said pursuit of happiness. It's a crackle door. And here I am just learning how to... Oh! Never mind. Yeah, Adams, I've had to... I can't claim any suffering on this, because all of my interactions with healthcare so far have been because I've invited pain and injury upon myself. So, it's not like I'm a tragic hero in any regard. There's some weird stutters going on. I'm wondering if I can... Let's do this. Oh, we don't get borderless? We'll see about that. Stop saying Birb? Why would I? Give me one good reason. Because I don't hear it. I don't hear a good reason. Bang. There we go. Maybe that'll butter it out a little bit. Birb! Guess this is boss door. I'm gonna have to hit some switches. remember taking a friend or talking to a friend from Germany, and they would prefer paid healthcare. I guess the basic public healthcare is kind of meh over there. Well, I mean, paid healthcare is kind of meh over here too. Sometimes I wonder, like, I mean, it could be shades of grass is always greener on both sides of things. I feel like sometimes people with public service options think that if you pay for it, that it's like going to a restaurant, that you can pay money and then wait for 20 minutes and then see a doctor, and then that doctor will give you like a nice meal that you paid for. No. You pay to get on a new patient list. It takes a month and a half. You go and wait in like a dingy, crowded waiting room with a bunch of other people who are like coughing and snotting everywhere. You fill out like 6 pages of excessively photocopied forms. You have a consultation with the doctor. They like, if you need anything done, God forbid, they book that stuff and it's another 2 to 3 weeks out. Longer if you've never been there before, and you probably haven't been there before. So then you go there and you fill out 8 or 9 photocopied forms with exactly the same information that you already filled out. Exactly the same information that's on your health insurance. Just write it again. And again and again and again. You have to fill out like 3 things for each doctor's office. Every last one. Yeah, good times. Very good times. I complained about this on Twitter, but I got like a bill in the mail for a consultation with a doctor. Like my copay was only $25. You know what? To talk to a doctor for like 30 minutes, $25. I have pretty good health insurance, so I can't complain about the price. But there was no way to pay it digitally. I had to either write down my credit card info on a physical piece of paper and mail it to them, or call their office and like use my words, oh, that was awesome. Use my physical speech to tell them a number that then they would use their ears to listen to and then write it into a computer to run my credit card. That's what I had to call a person and talk to them in person just to pay for a doctor's visit that took like 2 months to go to. Seems like a scam. No, that's just medical service in the United States. That's what we pay for here. That's what it costs. That's with like decent health insurance. I have good health insurance, so that was an ENT, and I got to go there direct. If I were under another less premium kind of health insurance, I would have had to go to my doctor first, and they would have had to recommend me to them. So I even got to skip a step, and it was still that crappy. Also, the doctor was like, it's like 15 miles away, which in LA is like, it's longer than it might be anywhere else. I mean, they gave me good advice, though. It helped. It helps. There's just so many like dated forms of process in the way. So many silly logistical steps that I can't believe we're still wasting time on in 2020. You get to skip queues for having better coverage. It's not really like a queue system. Sort of. If you have a more basic form of health insurance, they want to run you through your primary doctor first, and then your doctor will either tell you it's not a problem or decide that you need to go see a specialist. I guess that's supposed to be more efficient, or that more problems are caught at an earlier level with basic care, so they don't need surgery or prescribed medications, I guess is the theory. So yeah, under some forms of healthcare, you're only allowed to see your primary care physician first, and then your primary care physician must recommend you to other specialists. Whereas I can, if I want to, I can just book with a specialist right away and talk with them. You get to skip iterations of referrals. That's correct, yeah. Which, I don't know. There's always been this presumption in American society that if healthcare were easy to access, people would abuse it. Or they would do it for fun. They would waste doctors' time? I'm not sure what the consideration is. There might be something far more logistical that I on the outside can't perceive. But yeah, I don't know what psychopath thinks somebody wants to go chat with a doctor for fun. Yeah, people avoid going to see it when it's free, so I don't know what the hell it's so silly. When people say stuff like that, I almost feel like it's just purely, like, false scarcity creates value. Like, this thing is great because I pay a lot for it. You can't just give it away. Then everyone will have it. Ah. That's tough when it's behind him like that. That's such a cool game over screen. Is it too cynical to say that some of it is if the poor see the same doctors as me, I won't get as much attention? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it is, yeah. People thinking that, like, yeah. I didn't think about it like that, but that makes a lot of sense. And that's the way you would say it, too, when you don't want to say it like that. But yeah, it would be like, wow, that is what it is. People are straight up okay with, like, people being sick. Because they're like, I guess they have this image. People must truly believe in their heart of hearts that your financial situation correlates with your value as a worker. Or with, like, your value as a productive member of society. You can only think that way if you truly believe that everyone has exactly the right amount of money. I guess. But man, to be like, in your heart of hearts be like, I don't want to wait behind anyone else. So it's better that they stay out and stay sick so that I don't have to wait as much. That's intense. That's real intense. You just watched my third eye open? I want that one shut, man. I don't like that. I guess I frequently underestimate people's ability to knowingly not care about the other people they've never met. If you're poor, it's all because of you. You can choose to not be poor. The only people that say that are the people who have never actually been, like, systemically held down. Because they just don't know, they don't know that it exists. That's the only way you can say that shit with a straight face. Is if you just never, ever, 100% ever felt a single shred of it. And that checkpoint's way back. I'm trying to remember, I opened up a path, but I don't remember exactly where it is. I don't think it's this way. I think it is this way, but I think this is the long way. What could a banana cost? $10? Yeah, and then I don't know. How do you... What's the play then? If somebody's just straight up speaking out of their butt, it's just poop air. But they don't know. I don't know. Gotta let it happen, I guess. It's just the way of things. I'm straight up running this whole level again because I forgot where the checkpoint was. I can't tell if it's just my headspace right now. But I am really not good at remembering where I've been in this game. I think it might just be my headspace right now. Okay. Maybe, okay. This is the boss. Take these stairs. Where is the... Okay, there's the checkpoint door. Alright. It's there, to the right, up the stairs. Alright. What's up, Dinmo? Wanted to ask if the abrupt cutoff at the end, the latest Inside Games is intentional. Usually has this unpolished, awkward ending that always makes me chuckle, but this time it cut Bruce mid-sentence. Oh. Probably not intentional, no. Have to admit, I haven't watched the most recent episode down. I mean, was it a funny cutoff mid-sentence? That's weird. It's like right at 20 minutes. Well, I'll look into it later. Can't really get into it now. I'm playing video games on the internet. What's a YouTube autoplay glitch? Oh, like maybe there's like a half second that gets chopped off or something? I thought it was funny? Okay. Drawing of you on the channel banner is the best. Thank you. That was fan art from like back in the Funhouse days. I unfortunately don't know exactly who drew that. Then like now, I remember there being a lot of times where I was too tired and lazy to shave in the morning before going to Funhouse. So I remember being when fan art started showing up of me like scruffy. I was like, man, I gotta shave more. But God. Showing up an office at 9 is stupid. Why did we even do that? Why does anyone ever do that? 9 a.m.? Get out of here. Give me a break. Give me a break. I get to work at 7 a.m.? Ugh. Ugh, Duwani, I'm sorry. I wish the world's morning people would just all band together and just figure it out so the rest of us don't have to wake up at 9 a.m. You guys all figure it out and live in your beautiful early morning society where you're all chipper and you wave to each other and stuff, and the rest of us can just sleep until 11 and it's fine. We'll cover each other's backs. If you morning people want to like, if you want a slice of pizza at 9 p.m. before you go to bed, I guess the night elves will be up to get you, to tag you back. But why we all got to be up at 9 a.m. man? Come on, 9 a.m. is early. It is for me. It is for me. I'm more of a morning person for the right price of coffee and a morning joint and blunt on Fridays. That's a pretty good way to start the morning. I'm not gonna lie. It's an upper and it's like. It's the juice, and then it rounds the edges off. A little sandpaper. I saw your... Hold on a minute. I saw your comment. Let me see if I can... Go back to it. Yeah, Mega Dirk. You're getting into some big topics there. But yeah. Tend to get up at 10 a.m. Unfortunately, my dog gets up at 6 a.m. Yeah, lately, I like the mushrooms come back. Lately, I feel like no matter when I go to sleep, I wake up about 8 hours later, and then I'm good for like the next 20 hours or so. And it can all kind of slide around with those parameters. You can turn on the flame on this burner. No. Say whatever you like. I just don't know that I'm prepared to. Because like, once you start branching off in that direction, man, that's just pretty much all of it. Then it's a lot of, well, that's because of this. That leads into this. Then it's that. Before you know it. We're talking about the Flintstones again. I want that orb. We still had FedEx trucks at 4 a.m. The only upside was getting off at 9 a.m., having the whole day to yourself. I imagine that could be pretty fun. Okay, yeah, that doesn't do anything when you're at full health. Like everyone's just starting to buzz, and you're like, I already got all my work done, you idiots. I get to just chill now. Oh, get to get this soup. It's incense. Never mind. I thought it was like ramen. America's a real Venn diagram of problems. Yeah, that's kind of... Yes. Sure is. I'm sure it'll be fine. When is it ever not fine? It does look like a good soup. Maybe try a bit of it anyway. It's gritty. I love the... So, like, that drawing of me on the Inside Games banner is pretty good. That drawing of Bruce is pretty next level, though. Every drawing of Bruce is next level. Find me one drawing of Bruce that isn't the best thing you've ever seen. Okay. That is a bird orb, which I will now call a Borb. Cool. We have the story of that avatar drawing of Bruce. It's one of my favorite things on YouTube. The one, like the emote that Ribby just posted? Oh, that one. I mean, there's not much of a story. I think somebody just sent in a page with some, like, scribbles of us on it. And they were all really, really good. They were all really good, but Bruce's was the best. I remember somebody sent us in a photo of it first. And I put it in the either the Dude Soup post show or the fan show or whatever fan art thing it was at that time. That was really cool though, by the way. Late title card. Yeah, sorry, I was twirling on something else. It is officially art now. But I remember somebody sent in a photo of it. I thought it was amazing, and then they sent in the actual original, and I was so excited that I took a photo of it, of the original, and I think that might be the image that was. No, I think it was the one that the fans sent in. But it's a great image. Unfortunately, I don't know the origin behind it beyond that. Love how intentionally unpolished the whole presentation of Inside Games is. Very postmodern. You've used the most glowing possible evaluation of what we're doing, but yeah, you're right. There are things we could do to make it look more YouTubey, but we're very intentionally throwing back. Yeah. Part of it is practical and logistic. Like why spend the money and the time on a product that you know, hasn't demonstrated that it's gonna get that viewership yet? But at the same time, holy cow. I think we've gone through a wave of people... What's the word? People chasing that? Like, people chasing studio cleanliness? And YouTube started in the grit, you know? With potato webcams, and that was its appeal. So, I don't know. YouTube has been established for a while. The clean produced shows that are family friendly and stuff like that. They get the clicks. They're seen by the most people because they're produced to be seen by the most people. But that's not. We are and aren't doing that. It's like it's kind of two minds there. I like the presentation. It doesn't have to be studio clean to be quality content. I agree, and I think that's where the show ought to be right now. Plus, if it ever does become that, then it becomes part of the narrative, right? I watched when it was all dirty. I mean, same fit. You put me in this mess, dog. You stole my orb, my Borb. I also have to admit, like, I like making gritty and dirty stuff. I think seeing the cracks in something is fun. I think that's where the humanity comes from. A lot of the stuff I made for Funhouse was like, I punched up in some ways, but I also very intentionally punched, well, I won't say punch down. Just in terms of like logistics of production. So I would use like studio camera and lights and stuff, but then also make it look intentionally very, very sloppy. Or play like sloppy characters or sloppy hosts with sloppy props that go off at the wrong times, things like that. And it was the sort of like counterculture, or my statement of counterculture to what was kind of going on YouTube, which was that everyone was trying to be as clean as possible. And it's weird because people got all bent out of shape about not being able to say like one-dimensionally racist jokes, but the weird thing that they didn't seem to have a problem with was that everyone was sort of abandoning the sort of like gritty do-it-yourself atmosphere and running as fast as they could to brands and properties and studios and hosts and collaborations and merch and I don't know. So I don't know. I thought that was weird. Oh, got a nice little dungeon. If you never punched down, then why did you always give me swirlies? Because you said your hair had always looked fantastic after a swirly. I didn't want to steal that from you. I've never seen you sparkle quite like when you had a nice little toilet twister. T-Rex on a moped. Thank you for the sub. How much of that was people running to it, and how much of it was existing brands seeing dollar signs and approaching people? I guess it's both. Can't fault people for wanting to get paid. Can't fault brands for trying to sell their products. Ideally, every party is mutually benefited. I guess the thing that I think is odd is that people identified a shift in culture, but they pinned it on or by my perspective, they pinned it on the wrong thing. Or the notion that like, hold on, what's that ding 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 happening? Here's a hot thought for you. Little nugget, and this is before I drop it, allow me to express that this is not a reflection on any like thing that I've ever worked on, but it is an observation that I've had of people who work on like media properties. Sometimes like the climate or a culture will change, and somebody that was making a certain type of content then doesn't. Like a musician or whatever. Let's say that a musician gets popular making EDM, and then they switch to rock. There's this like, everyone wants to find all these reasons that like why they did that. It's like, oh, it's because the label told them to, or because political people said that this kind of music was bad, so they're switching just because they want to sell more records or whatever. Sometimes it can just be that musician themselves just want to sell music, and they're okay changing the nature of it just to continue playing or making records or something like that. People always try to find this narrative where a creator or a media producer was forced to do something, or that situations outside of their control guided their hand away from their creative process. But sometimes people didn't really have much of a creative vision in the first place. Sometimes it really was just, I'm making this to sell, and then the rules of what sells change. So then somebody's like, okay, well now I'm making it that way. Call it the Michael Jackson vacuum, because he is ultimately, in my eyes, what inspired the Truman Show. Huh. Oh yeah, John. Alright, while you're in chat, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you have a new media project. Maybe something people ought to know about. with a crew of people that have perhaps in the past produced a wonderful video. Perhaps. It's actually got a really good name. What is it? 3 Idiots and a Broad? It's so good. I'm excited for it. Because John is a fantastic storyteller. Idiots and a Broad? Okay, maybe that's it. If 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place could launch Ryan Reynolds' career, then this travel podcast will launch everyone's career. Well, I guess everyone's career is already launched. Anyway, John's going to be as popular as Ryan Reynolds as soon as this podcast gets in the air. I'm positive. So this is a podcast with, what is it, John, Jacob, Rahul, and Alana, where they all chat about John's world travels. John is now a world gamer. So maybe y'all should all check it out. Is it going to be on Alana's YouTube? Okay. I actually didn't know where it was going to go, so. Who's Ryan Reynolds? Exactly. No one's talking about Ryan Reynolds. Everyone's talking about John Smith's travels and podcasts. I don't get the Ryan Reynolds reference. Oh, all right. Ryan Reynolds, one of his first roles was on a TV series called 2 Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. I thought that TV title was similar to the title of this podcast, which is Idiots and a Broad. It's like dudes and a girl, you know? They just don't have the pizza place on the end, which they also dropped from the title of the show eventually. Do you get it now? He's the guy who played Green Lantern? Yep. Green Lantern, also John's favorite superhero. 2 Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place is John's favorite TV show. He never told me that, but after seeing several promos of it, I'm confident that he would have liked that show the most. I think I can say that. Also, I think John already left chat. Damn it, he left before I could plug all his stuff. Well, whatever. Y'all should check it out. Oh, like an idiot abroad. I only saw the James May in Japan one. I should watch more of that. Oh, is it this? Is it fire arrows? It's fire arrows. Ryan Reynolds was the guy that played Deadpool in the hit film X-Men Origins Wolverine. That's true. When somebody is cast in X-Men Origins Wolverine, you know they've got to be hot. White hot. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. Oh! Mushroom, give me back arrow. Oh. Still waiting on that Origins sequel. You, me, and the rest of us. I mean, hey, Dead Space is getting a remaster. I feel like X-Men Origins Wolverine's got to be right around the corner. No Substance? Thank you for the resub. Much love from Brandon P. and Maribel O. Well, much love back from Lawrence S. Ryan Reynolds is the owner of Mint Mobile, which was also heavily used by John Smith. Coincidence? You tell me. I'm just asking questions here. Is that illegal? You tell me. Really enjoyed this game. Felt akin to Hollow Knight. While I wait for that sequel, I could see that. Tiny, beleaguered, cute little guy in like a borderline apocalyptic world sort of deal. The map layout is far less maze-like than Hollow Knight, and you spend way less time just wandering around being lost as hell, which is fun because I've talked about being lost as hell a bit, but it's nowhere like Hollow Knight. Can EA not make successful new IPs anymore? I mean, they can, but who would want to? It's expensive, and no one likes new IPs. Why should they make new IPs when people don't buy them? I was hoping Type Birb Agatha would have some new typing news to tell me. I think I can finally... Speed and precision. Charge, melee, and ranged attacks faster. Speed at which melee attacks can be chained together. That seems important. Have you given your take on the active Blizz situation? I don't know that there's a take to be given there. What's Candle Cam? For some games that I play, I'll put a little candle on my desk and light it. For mood, and then I have a separate webcam that I point at the candle. But then people come into the stream and they're like, "What's that candle there for?" And everyone asks that. It's understandable. I wouldn't expect to see a candle when I'm walking into a Twitch stream either. So I put a command that says it's a candle. Something about that seems more comforting. Just to let people know that there really is no reason for it beyond it being there. Candle's been gone for a while. Oh, look at this pothead. Shoo! That's 2 funnies. 2 funnies. Put them in the bank. 1, 2. Play Witcher 3 again? I think the current Candle game is going to be Dragon Quest 11, if I ever get around to streaming it. Also miss your Pixel TV thingy. Yeah, I missed that too. That's still around here somewhere. Oh. Well, the game took my laughs back. Took my gags. Took them. Just, yeah. Bounce the check. Damn it. Ew. He just dribbled right in front of me. What's the cyberpunk version of a candle? I mean, I guess it would be RGB case stuff, right? The way that it like glows and pulses, that's essentially a candle right next to your PC. Your work desk. What used to be a quill and parchment and flickering candle has become a mechanical keyboard and RGB lights. Same thing, baby. Still sipping on scotch. Penning letters to your loved ones. Smashing out comments on a YouTube video. Barrel fire? Yeah. Candle but dirty? Yeah. A candle that's pure carbon. I guess point a camera at that when you play Cyberpunk. No, I point a camera at my my ridiculous Azeron keypad thing. He calls me Beakface. I like that. Ooh, there's a sexy pot lady up there. Maybe that's just a rotund pot person. I saw some lumps and I assumed lady, but everybody got lumps. Juicy lumps. How could you forget Cyberclaw? It's been a while. Usually it's Cyber Sunday, but I really wanted to try out this game, so. Ooh. Okay. Let's go respectably slow. Oh, but okay. You can't interrupt though. They will shoot you. Prefer Azeron keypad thing to mouse keyboard for other games, or is that just a 2077 thing? There's a bit of an angle to it where like it's kind of difficult to swap back and forth 100%, just because of how the keys map and the fact that you're swapping WASD for like index keys, and I don't know. It's almost like you need you can map most of the buttons to the WASD cluster, but there's still a little bit of tweaking going back and forth, so it's almost like You either set the controls for a game to work with that thing, or you customize them to work around mouse keyboard, traditional mouse keyboard. So I don't tend to go back and forth very much for that reason. Maybe I can find some way to set it up so that's not an issue. Oh, that's kind of neat. I want to get good at it with, or I want to use it for Doom. I want to use it for Final Fantasy 14. But that'll be very challenging, and I think like for 14 that'll require changing some of my hotkey binds. I could like set up a backup. You can export all your settings as like a XML file in that game. But you know, then we're talking about a lot of work to play with a goofy little pad guy. My computer exploded last night playing The Ascent. That's cyber, right? That's very cyber, yeah. I congratulate you. I guess you're playing the Game Pass version? Seems like a lot of people are having issues with that. Neat. Cal of Cals, thank you for the Prime. I was watching one of your old subs, and you went off on a bizarrely amazing and deeply thoughtful analysis of a theme park. Forget which one. I obviously thought about it a lot, so I was wondering what your favorite park ever all was/is. Maybe I was just talking about sightlines and stuff in Tokyo Disney Sea? That sounds like the only time I've ever really talked about park design. Or maybe I was complaining about Avengers experience. I haven't been to many theme parks. I'm not really a theme park guy. So I should disclose that before giving an opinion that is not super well informed. But Tokyo Disney Sea actually is probably my favorite park because it was spacious. It was new. It was pretty high tech. There was like the engineering of the whole place was just incredible. Everything looked really cool. It was just a great experience. Oh, okay. It was Avengers experience. You just really thought about the feeling of it. I mean, what else am I going to think about when I'm sitting in the park? I'm thinking about how I feel. What do I see? How does it make me feel? Why was it put there? I mean, that's usually what I think about when I'm in a park, because it's clearly a place that's been curated for you. It's like being in a video game. It's actually shockingly similar, I'd say, in terms of what they show you, how they like put things in your eye line, how they draw your attention. What do they want you to do? Where do they want you to go? What are they trying to make you feel? That's all part of it. I don't know. That process is fun for me to try to like reverse engineer it, or better yet, to have it work and then appreciate why it worked or how it worked. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but Tempest Rhymeblood, thank you for the Prime. Kierkegaardian, thank you very much for the resub. Sammy, thanks for the Prime. Oh, close to Hype Train. Very close. Did you enjoy The Ascent last night? I did. I really, really liked it. I wanted to keep playing it, but it was getting late. Now I don't know if, like, do I need to just sort of, like... Oh, you can kick the feathers, or you kick the leaves around. Whoa. I don't know if I need to, like, keep parity with Bruce. Maybe I can just play on my own on the Game Pass version. That'll be the version I grind out all the Chivos on. It's Shadowrun meets Smash TV. Yeah! Alpha Shrike. I'm glad I'm not the only person who thought of Smash TV. Like, the way that, like, dudes just, like, berserk up to you and die. It's stupidly cyberpunk. And, like, the way that money pops out on the ground for real. Like, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find a good image of this. But I swear this has to be an intentional reference. The way that, like... or maybe it's just, like, there's no better way to show stacks of money on the ground. But, like, the way that they kind of stack up like that, and it's, like, kind of these, like, stacked... rectangles. I mean, stacks of money and stuff, but I swear when like there's stacks of money on the ground, it looks exactly the same as that, just kind of like isometric. It is rotated since it's not like a straight on view. I don't know. When I saw all the money pop out of like the first boss, I was like, that is a Smash TV boss that just died. That's so sick. And that's a cool little visual reference. Oh, Jay Borden, thank you for the Trip 69. Man, that's like you make a little triangle out of that. I agree with you. Whenever you go to Disney, you're transported to another world. Yeah, I mean they're pretty much kings of that. Which honestly is what I find rather disappointing about Avengers Campus. But I feel like Bruce just won in gold in Minecraft platforming on the Olympics Twitch channel. Nice. Oh, I knew we could do it. Bruce killing it out there. Absolutely killing it. Oh my gosh, also, this bird has pretty good rolling technique. You can see the feather come out and then the tuck and roll. That's a pretty good dive roll, actually. I love seeing the little wing come up. There's nothing Bruce can't do. That is true. Never bet against Bruce. Said another way, always bet on Bruce. Only the fool and the poor man bet against Bruce. These guys blow up since they got heads. No? Okay. That's right, A-Bob. Wait, Alex, did that... Oh no. It can't end like this. It can't go down this way. No. Apparently the crit. You know, it's weird. I saw somebody streaming Sonic the other day, and I was reminded. I bought Sonic the Hedgehog and a Sega Genesis because I was like, I want to play through Sonic the most authentic way. I want to plop a Sega Genesis on the floor, plug in a cartridge of Sonic, beat it, and then send Sonic to somebody. And then I was like, oh, it could be like Sonic Sunday. That's a fun alliteration. It's not Cyber Sunday, it's Sonic Sunday. Yay! This can be the day that I beat Sonic. And then I thought, well, wait a minute now. Well, hold on a minute now. There is a man in this world. There is someone who loves Sonic even more than I do. Hard to believe, but it's true. But this person has not been doing so great, it seems. Maybe his mental health isn't exactly where it ought to be. And then I thought, well, maybe we'll just let that one lie for a bit. Sonic the Hedgehog will always be there for me. I'm confident in that. Yeah. The only person who loves Sonic a little too much. Well, I mean, a lot of people love Sonic too much. But yeah, he certainly took it to another level. Although, to be fair, well, I guess Sonic the Hedgehog does show up in a lot of his stories. But to be fair, most of his stories revolve around his original character, or OC, as they say in the Sonic fandom. Which appears to be an amalgamation of Sonic the Hedgehog and Pikachu. Which, if you think about it, is rather brilliant. You can't beat that, you know? Two lovable animal mascots combined? Yes, please, I'll take 10. Get that man a corner office, is what you're probably thinking, but no. No, unfortunately. Sonic Chew is not the character or the worldwide sensation that you might think. Accordingly, Christian Weston Chandler, in all likelihood, does not have a corner office at this point. I don't know who Chris Chan is, and I don't want to know. Yeah, he's one of the kind of the OG internet dudes. There was a wave, like late 90s, early aughts, when teens and 20-somethings started really getting on the internet, and like that's sort of like, let's go blow something up, nihilistic teen culture. I mean, it took other forms. It's still there on the internet in a big way. It got a lot more, what's the word? Aggressive and organized. But yeah, there was like, I remember it was like the first wave of like, now that humanity's on the internet, you can go and see all of these parts of people that you never got to see before. Oh, she goes by Christine now. All right. Thank you for the update. I didn't know that. I hadn't checked in a while. And yeah, Christine was one of the earliest internet finds. I think it was because of their comics. That was the way I remember. Like people had found the comics and they were like, this is either brilliant or kind of off. And so they started looking after the person, and yeah, it was a little bit off. Light the... Did I miss lighting something back here? Feels like I got through this area and I didn't do a functional formative thing. Maybe I should have spread fire somewhere. I did open this. But I think that just... Well, that just connects back here. Good for you, Loof. Surely there's a wiki. Oh, I mean, yeah. Ignite the second lantern. I mean... You want to open the door for me, champ? Well, I guess I gotta go this way. Yeah, Dramapedia or something like that. Wait. Memepedia? I can't remember the name of it. There is a place for this, for sure. Internet nerds love documenting drama. Yeah, that's true. They do. They do that. It's a valuable service. Oh, okay. Know your meme. That's what it is. Thank you. I'm embarrassed. Stay a while and sit. I feel it's weird because I've been seriously getting into this music lately, like this exact kind of music. Somebody suggested in a car ride that we listen to the 1994 hit anthology CD Pure Moods, and ever since then I've been on this like weird new age, new wave, lilting amongst the melody, lilting amongst the stars, like 90s music. It's so corny. It's like big time dad music. It's like one step away from yacht rock. It's so bad. Young Dreidel, thank you for the resub. Tempest Rhymeblood, thank you for the prime as well. I'm sorry I missed that. Lately I've been... Tell me this isn't the coolest cover art you've ever seen. Been getting into Dave Weckl. Look at that righteous dude. Alright, the cell phone's not super good. Well, here, let me give you a better shot. This is just like a dude with really long hair. With like a... Look at that. It's a full like lucite drum kit. And all he does is just bash out tasty licks while someone in the background's just like noodling away on a Casio. And it's like this weird mishmash of inoffensive world music. It's the most fluffy, meaningless, emotionless music. It's interesting that closing dialogue sounds like a book shutting. You know that? Clear drums are a power move for sure. Yeah. Do you enjoy classical like Franz Liszt? Sure. Sure. I wouldn't say that I like spend a lot of time listening to like chamber music. But I have liked classical scores for sure. Love your stream. Gonna go because you got to the spot where I'm in the game and I don't want spoilers. Alright? I understand that. Well, thank you for watching. Did you ever foresee yourself becoming an internet personality? Hell no. Hell no. At what point did you decide to pursue your on-camera career? I mean, I never for once thought that I would be a good performer. That was just not my background. And it wasn't like a skill that was encouraged or like... I'm not going to say that, like, people were mean to me. No, like, it's not really like that. It's just, you know, the circumstances and the environment you grew up in dictate a lot about what you choose to spend in your young adult life. You know, I didn't really grow up in a theatric household. It was a pretty practical household. So, I mean, my goal was to just get a job and, like, have a life. That was kind of it. As near as I can remember, like, I was really excited to be independent, because I don't know, my home life wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I didn't really feel at home there. So I was just excited to kind of live on my own, get away from get away from people that I wasn't that compatible with. So that was like my life goal, as long like when I had the capacity to start thinking out beyond, the next day. That was sort of like my big life goal. Like everyone, you sort of wonder, I wonder if I could be a movie star. I think everybody thinks that once or twice. I did some like theater plays and stuff when I was in grade school, and I really enjoyed it. I guess you know what? It's weird. I said we weren't really in a performative family, but we kind of were. T-Rex on a moped. You asked, do I play any instruments? I do. I was actually in a band with my dad, which sounds really cool, but it was a American folk music band. So we played music specifically from like colonial era United States. So like late 1700s and early 1800s, that window. That was what my dad was super into, so that's what we did. And then we would play dances in the rural Texas area. So, I guess I got some performance experience that way. I didn't sing or anything like that. I just played music. And when you're at a dance, people don't really look at you. So it's not like we had to be theatric with the way we played music. I just had to be on time and in key. It wasn't that hard. But that was basically what instrument? We would trade, actually. So when we were playing in a dance, there was a caller that would call out moves, and then like 30 people would be dancing, and then you trade partners. It's just like a line dance, except it wasn't in lines or squares. It was in lines. Anyway, and in costume. Yeah, it was very cool. Very, very cool. There's pictures. But since we would have to play nonstop for like 15 minutes, we'd make medleys out of it. Or rather, specifically, my dad would. He would connect together like 3 songs. And then we'd have like little physical cues to each other to tell us when we were about to swap. So, we'd like take turns on playing the lead, and then when our turn was up, we'd like swap back to a rhythm instrument to cover rhythm guitar. I played rhythm guitar, mandolin, and bass. I did play cello a bit, but it was typically tuned like a bass, so I don't know if that counts as another instrument. I did learn it under cello tuning as well, but you can't really play a cello by itself, unless you're like a virtuoso. Kind of hard to practice that. I'm talking real instruments. Yeah, these are physical instruments I held and played with my hands. Upright bass? No, electric bass. What was your first job? The first thing I got paid to do on a recurring basis was repair electric guitars for a guitar shop in my hometown. My first salary job, or first like paycheck job, because I did that when I was like 12 or 13. And then my first job, where it was like hourly, was I worked as a page for the public library when I was 14. I was hustling for work when I was a kid because I wanted money to buy video games. Oh! That was a sad orb. You strike me as a hurdy-gurdy player. I was around a hurdy-gurdy once or twice. Let me tell you, though, the audience goes wild over the hammer dulcimer. Hurdy-gurdies are okay, but they're not as, like, theatric as a dulcimer. If you want crowds to stop for your traditional music band, get you a hammer dulcimer player. Or become one yourself. It's a son of a bitch of an instrument, though, because it's got, like, 18 million strings and you have to tune them all. Oh, look at that little angry orb. Ooh, it's so mad. Okay, I guess it doesn't hit enemies. I do like the sound of a hurdy-gurdy, though. What's your favorite atmospheric video game soundtrack? Metroid Prime is very good. Chrono Cross isn't so atmospheric, but it's got a very strong sense of atmosphere to it. Atmospheric. I mean, Quake, now that I've actually listened to the soundtrack, but I don't think that's the kind of atmosphere you want to fall asleep to. Skyrim, I have to say, does. Does Dark Souls count? That's like, those are some dark, I guess it is dark. Those are dark feelings. I don't know if somebody wants to fall asleep to that. Halo 2 OST might be a little too intense. And that electric guitar starts shredding. Animal Crossing? Breath of the Wild, maybe? Diablo? Although Diablo can be kind of a downer too. I feel like I'm supposed to create a pattern on that. Metal Gear Rising. I mean, that's, yeah, it's good workout music, but no one's falling asleep to it. Celeste? Yeah. Celeste can be kind of active. Yeah, I'm trying to think of like dreamlike or sleepy music. Pokemon? Pokemon's pretty uplifting though. That's pretty energizing. Oh, the bonfire theme, yeah. Save themes for a minute, like the Resident Evil save theme. Death Stranding, that's a good point. Death Stranding was very melancholy. And Death Stranding was great, though. Have they announced... The director's cut isn't coming to PC, is it? Just beat this game? MCMK, this game's pretty quick, isn't it? You never finished the story, how you landed an on-camera career. Oh, thank you for guiding me back. I guess I answered the question rather abruptly, but I guess I didn't finish the whole narrative. I guess the reason I'm on camera is actually because of Bruce. Oh, here we go. So, I got a job at Machinima as a writer. They hired me to write copy for newsletters, because I guess they thought that because they were Machinima, a bunch of hip young millennials were going to sign up for an email newsletter. And, to be fair, they kind of did. And I sent it out every day, but they never really sold any ad space for it. Which was the critical part, too, to that plan when it comes to making money. It took me like maybe 1 to 2 hours to make and send that newsletter every day. And they didn't really have much else for me to do, so I started finding other tasks. I would generate a lot of content for the Inside Gaming blog, which we had back then. And then Adam decided to make Inside Gaming a daily live show, which was a good call to increase the volume of that show, because it was already kind of plateauing as a weekly show, and it wasn't getting a lot of views either. So pretty smart move. They did that for a while. I didn't really interface with the video side of it very much. For some reason, I was just part of like the editorial team, so we just wrote blog stuff. And then, but when they did that, I was like, hey, I can help. Like, I'm keeping track of all the news for the blog. I can just like pull out the big stories and have them in a nice list for you. So when you go to shoot the show, it's just like you've got show notes ready. So they used that for a bit, and then I just like started breaking out the stories. I'd have like a headline and like 3 bullet points about what was important about it. But I noticed when I did that, they would just kind of read the bullet points. So then I started to write the bullet points more like an actual line, you would say. And then the show started sounding more conversational. And then it kind of went from that to me just scripting the show, basically writing the whole thing. Just like in bits and pieces over the course of a few months. So then I was like the show writer, basically. But then I kind of noticed that like Inside Gaming wasn't doing super well. It wasn't really growing. Like, it was kind of bloated. They had taken on a lot of like hosts and talent and stuff, and they were like experimenting with a lot of things that weren't really working. And just like Machinima in general, and this was like I think circa 2011, 2012. I already was like, okay, the crest has come and gone. The money's not flowing anymore like it used to. So I was like, I see the writing on the wall here, and I know for a fact no one here gives a shit about me, because they didn't give me like any raise or acknowledge any of my work or anything like that. So I was like, okay, I get it. And like I had kind of burned out on the whole, like seeing that environment burned me out on a lot of that situation. It was just a bunch of drunk idiots who like got money just because they could convince somebody in the span of a 1-hour meeting that they were worth all this investment capital. I was just like, okay, this is being run by idiots, and like the work that I'm doing here isn't even being seen or valued. So If this is like the rest of my career, no thanks. I'll go figure something else out. And I already had some side gigs writing, doing freelance writing on the internet and stuff like that. So I quit, moved back to Texas, and that's when I started to be on camera, because that's when Inside Gaming had layoffs. They had layoffs like about 4 or 5 months after I moved back to Texas. I was like, okay, I knew that was coming, but that also sucks. So basically, the entire team they had built up, a lot of them are gone. But they kept making the show. But that's when they put Bruce in production of Inside Gaming. And he made a ton of changes to how the show was shot and produced. That's when the show exploded in popularity. And so I wasn't on staff, but they still needed somebody to write the show. And it's funny, on my way out, they were like, yeah, sorry, bro, we tried to look into something to like see if we could keep you employed remote, and it's just not going to work out. And I was like, yeah, I know, dude. Like, you didn't give a shit about me when I worked here. Why would you give a shit about me now? So they were like, okay, but just for now though, we still need somebody to write the show, so we'll have you on contract for the next week or two. And I was like, sure. Try to find another writer that's as good and as fast as me for as little as you pay me. Hint, they never did. So I just kept writing the show remote, and they promised me that that work was gonna go away, but it never did. And actually, that may have been Bruce's doing too. Now that I think about it. But anyway, so I continued to write the show remote. I would just do what I always did, which is write the whole script and then leave it for them to use or not use or edit however they wanted. And the distance made it tough because back in the day I used to write the script in the room, so like I could pick up on what they were saying if there were like parts of the story they wanted mentioned or something like that. I could put it in there. So we started doing a morning call. I would write the script. I'd get on a call with Bruce. He'd look over the script. He'd ask questions. He'd suggest areas where we could like change it. And then I would hang up and they'd shoot the episode. And then I guess the critical moment was there was a given day where I was waiting for them to hang up because I always liked kind of just hearing them set up for the show. It was always fun to it was learning, learning what people do. And also just it was a mini set, but it was still a set. And it's fun hearing a crew work anyway. So it's fun hearing like sound people come in and set up everything. It's fun hearing lighting people come in. But then they started shooting the show, and I heard one of them actually like say a quote wrong or say a name wrong. And I was like, shit, all right. And I actually like interrupted during the show, like in between one of their lines, saying like, hey, I'm still here. You forgot to hang up, but I'm still here. You need to say this again because you got that wrong. And they were like, oh, okay. And they went back and did it. And then the next day, I was like, man, I hope they're not mad that I interrupted. But the next day, like, we did the call again, and Bruce was like, hey, just stay on this time. So I did. And then it wasn't long until Bruce started like throwing to me on the call, and then he basically set up the gag where they would throw to me on the laptop. And it was brilliant. That's when he started doing that. I was like, oh shit, he can see it. He can see it before it happens, and he knows the fun gimmicks. He knows the fun bits. So anyway, so that was, I guess, that's how I started being on camera. But the more important thing is, like, he saw potential in it being a bit, but also, and this is something that he does all the time, and it's something that I don't think anyone ever acknowledges, because, I mean, there's not really a space to, so I'm going to do it now. Pretty early on, too, Bruce understood the value of being seen on camera. So he would, for everyone on his team, try to get them on camera in some way so they would be known to the audience. He made a huge effort to try to develop everyone as a scene property. And my theory is that he did that so that no one could be cut. If everyone's known to the audience and everyone's a personality, you can argue for raises for everybody. You can argue against cutting them all off. I think that specifically is why Rooster Teeth hired us as a group, which is actually crazy rare. But they hired all of us 7 employees at a grip because he had put so much effort into establishing us as a collective team, as opposed to 1 or 2 camera talent and then a bunch of people that could be cut. Because that is 100% how everyone does it, and that's why I didn't get paid shit when I was writing the whole show. So yeah, I realize now, man, I should like put all that stuff into IMDb. That's a lot of writing credit that I never really claimed. I don't know that counts though. Like, who's gonna go back and see that? All those scripts though, man. Jeez. It counts. It does, I guess. Yeah. That's what's crazy to think about. Like, this thought has occurred to me a couple times, and I try to disprove it. I really do, but I don't think I can. I think this is a rough thing to well... I think out of everyone I know, I might be the person who's written the most. Like, functional scripts that have gotten shot and turned into content. I think, like, when it comes to, like, scripts that have gone through production, I would put out, like, 8 or 9 pages of script every day that would get shot and edited. And that happened for 7 or 8 years? Oh, maybe Elliot and Ricky, yeah. Yeah, they've been going at it for about as long. Although, yeah, maybe? That's a good point. Uh-oh. Oh. Those are magic pots. All started out as kind of an accident. I mean, the writing part wasn't necessarily an accident, but... becoming any kind of visible figure certainly was. Wait, they upload daily? I thought they were... Wait, hold on. Everyone should go watch Internet Today. Absolutely go do it. Yeah, well, it's not quite daily, but it's just about. Wow. Yeah, once every 2 days. That's kind of the... I mean, that's still really impressive. I'm hoping Bruce and I can scale up to that eventually. Stuff takes time, as you might imagine, but... Oh, not yet. Oops. Wait, I still lose life here? That doesn't make sense. Oh, they're moving? That's right. They got the brick wall back. I was so excited to see that. Thanks for sharing all that. Oh, no worries. No worries. Sometimes I feel like maybe I've retold that story too many times, so I apologize if it's annoyingly familiar ground to anybody. Oh yeah, no, it's... I will admit, for a while I was getting kind of bitter and oh wait, I took the wrong door. I was getting a little bitter and upset that I was like working so hard and just like nothing was coming back to me, or that like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to. I guess at some point it became really hard to see it as anything other than overinvestment on my part was enabling other people to underinvest. I'm just like, that's not what I want. That's not what I came for. So I guess that's truly the freedom of it, is that now I have the peace of mind that all of my work is an investment in myself and the people I trust and really love working with. Watch these streams more than my managers would probably prefer, but I still do my job, so screw it. And every time you tell a story like that, you mention different details, so there's always something new. That's typically how storytelling works. What's scary is like, sometimes if people tell stories enough, it just some of the important stories start to change, or the details. So hopefully it only gets more accurate as time goes on and not less. Played Number 14. I did actually. Yeah, I leveled up to 15 so that I could catch up to Bruce. Well, that's kind of neat. I like the way the pots like repair themselves. Got to level 15, so we got our first dungeon. I got a lot of prunes for him, so I'm gonna stuff him full of dried fruits. Get that experience and that spell speed up. Ooh, this is a pretty room. I like all the whispering. Ooh. It's like spooky, but not malignantly spooky. They're like creepy Harry Potter ghosts. Worst thing about the free trials, you can't friend anyone yourself. Wait, really? Huh. I thought Bruce and I were friends. I'm pretty sure he's on the free trial. Oh, right. Yes, key. Yes, of course. Yes, of course, of course. Yes, key, yes. So I have to feed the... I have to get the boss's soul and feed it to that? Oh, if both are on free. Oh, okay. I see. I see. Free trialers can only be friended, i.e. someone who has... or pays to friend them. Got it. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Somebody who's paid for 14 every month since Realm Reborn came out. I'm worth every penny. Every penny. Dang it. That's cute. Mimic pot. Oh, that's what that means. Okay, alright. It is a Zelda door. Got it. Everything's spooky in here. Everything's so haunted. Oh. Ow! Maybe I can shoot it? No. Oh, you can slash him. Okay. Ow. Man, your health goes down a lot faster than you think it does. 4 hits can rack up pretty fast. Oh, that was stupid. Blurg. Blew myself up. I think I'm gonna finally finish up Realm Reborn tonight. Pretty stoked. You should be. Realm Reborn is a nice, like... It gets all the basics out of the way. I feel like that's what Realm Reborn does. It's like, here's your Final Fantasy story. You overthrow an empire. Oh, you're fighting against evil boys. Okay. Now let's start to mix it up a little bit. I can see the little legs poking out. Big ups to monsters that have tiny little feet. Tiny little poke out legs. Little pokey legs. Oh, the blue ghosts remind you of Pose? A little bit. I think they're supposed to be more like whiz robes. But yeah, they float around kind of like that, bobbing and weaving. Do you want a tip about projectiles? Give me a minute. Let me experiment for a second. Because I think I might be already picking up what you're gonna put down. I'm gonna guess you can slash them. Can you slash them with a sword? Is that your tip? I started a character before they redid a Realm Reborn, and it's so much better. Never finished Realm Reborn pre the redo. I did, but it was also 2013, and I was also really excited for a like a nice, long, chunky, time-fillery action RPG. That was actually like that was when my to continue the narrative. So it's 2012, 2013. I'm living in Texas. My relationship of 6 years is breaking up pretty badly. Well, it's not bad, but you know, it's never fun when things break up. So I'm like having to restart significant portions of my life, moving back to LA. But luckily, that's exactly when Realm Reborn came out. So I'm being pretty bummed. Being by myself. I actually had some good friends in Texas that let me sleep in their guest room for a bit. And yeah, significant portions of that time were spent quietly drinking alone and sobbing and playing Realm Reborn, which was great because like it had a lot of uplifting music in it. It had like bright shining graphics. It had that like action RPG thing that kind of gets your mind off stuff. So yeah, a lot of blowing it out in the gym and then getting really drunk and playing Realm Reborn. Getting feelings listening to the old night theme, thinking about life. Reflections in this game look awesome. They do. They're really, really effective here, too. I like you can hear like thunder in the background, which is odd because it wasn't raining outside, but it's still a really cozy atmosphere for being inside of a house, a big house. My Realm Reborn was Sea of Thieves. I could see that. Yeah. That game is beautiful but solemn and sometimes exuberant, but completely like, yeah, I could see that. I think everyone's got a Realm Reborn game that gets them through something, or like, you know, to abstract it out, a show, a stream, something like that. A YouTube channel of gameplay edits that make you forget your problems for a little bit. That's the game? Yeah. I hear it, at least, so I can vouch that it's a game. The fact that it was consistent and it was my own pace. Oh, Sea of Thieves? I could see that. That game is really something... That game is really special. I don't know. I guess 90s kids have a particular vision of Rare, but I really don't think... Like, I don't think they ever lost it or anything. They just didn't always make exactly the same kind of game. Oh, have I checked out The Ascent? Yes. Yes, really, really enjoyed that game. Really enjoyed my time with it. I'm gonna play it more. Does anyone know? Are there like super end bossy, chonkety, extra difficult end game boss encounters or anything in The Ascent? Does that game scale up, or is it just like you just shoot everything and then you shot everything? The stream has definitely been that for me, especially back in early 2020 when I was going through some stuff. Well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear that I can provide that for somebody. The world looks amazing. It really does. Yeah, they invested a lot of time into exactly the right things and making that game look amazing. I feel like Rare got steamrolled by a shifting industry, particularly by how companies become more centralized and monopoly-styled, methinks. Do you just mean that, like, in the sense that they don't put out as many smaller games? Because they got purchased, so I don't know that a shifting industry affects them all that much. Ooh, I like cupcakes. Thank you for the Prime. Haha! Oh. I like he has exactly the amount of time between attacks. So if you do it right, you feel like a super boss. That was a fun mini boss. Tummy mouth, yeah. I was watching Digital Foundry video on Ascent. Looks amazing, but poor Xbox One took over 2 minutes to load up the game. Yeah, that's the consensus that I've heard. The people playing on Xbox. It looks great, but the load times are outrageous. I think that might just be owing to, like, small team. There are certain parts of it that just aren't hyper optimized. Fly away, Birb. Do you think this game has some comparisons to older Zeldas in the sense of exploration and style? I mean, it is a Zelda game. Yeah, there's not even comparison. It is a straight up Zelda game. It's pretty simplistic so far too. Like, despite me turning some tight loops in some of the maps, it's pretty straightforward. Like, oh my god, Jesus! All right, I didn't expect that. But largely, like, games like this, you can sort of... They present the illusion of being, like, open and that you're exploring and making decisions, but really it's actually pretty linear. Like, there's only one place to go, and there's gates in the way of everything else, so it's just a series of, like... Technically, it's a linear game of, like, self-contained puzzles inside of rooms. Older Zelda's a little more open-ended. which has its, you know, it has its pluses and minuses. Yeah, Studio Ghibli vibes for sure. Like innocent but still extremely unnerving. Oh yeah. I can feed a soul to the door now. Oh, I need 4? I mean, even Zeldas were getting like that. It's weird. Like, Skyward Sword was a very, very linear Zelda game. It's kind of structured like this. Like courtyards that make it look like there's multiple paths, except all the doors are locked. One door, or one room with one challenge inside of it. Breath of the Wild, you know, sort of the same, except the one rooms are shrines. And they're connected in an overworld that adds just an entire wave of gameplay complexity on top of everything. It's weird, like in Breath, the shrines are what you do to take a break from the game, whereas in Skyward Sword, the shrines or the puzzles are the game. It's like that, and then running around a town, interacting with NPCs, that's kind of it. I like when you finally break their pot off, they just sit there wiggling. This is such a good game. Just beat it recently, so I'm super excited you're giving it a chance. I'll give anything a chance, Luckies. Especially good games. Yeah, this game seems like it's super locked in. Like it knows what it wants to be, it's executing it very confidently. Good art style. It's like it does have that like that Octopath Traveler sort of tilt shift effect. I feel like that's been doing I feel like a lot lately. These AA throwback games are realizing that like 2D games and rudimentary 3D games, since you're looking down on the action as opposed to the camera being down inside of it, it all has this sort of diorama feeling. Old like Final Fantasy games were very much the same. Zelda games kind of the same. Ocarina of Time kind of not so much, but like all the 16-bit stuff and earlier, you're seeing sprites run around on a stage. You're basically like up looking down on all the action. So having you run around on these like little sets with tilt shift to make it look all tiny, it's a really good effect. I'll see you, Overmind. It's just, man, it's nice that it's also been it's being used a lot, but it's also each game seems to use it in a slightly different way or for a slightly different effect. Maybe tilt shift is the new cell shading. Although cell shading hasn't been hot for like 20 years. There have been a couple of other visual trends to come and go in the meantime. Hero shooters that look like Fortnite. Okay. I'm glad I didn't overreact. I love cell shading. It wasn't a bad look. It was sort of as an art style, it itself was sort of a pushback against a lot of games striving for visual realism. That was weird. What? Oh, we got us a perspective puzzle? Or they're hidden? Oh, they're in the reflection. I see it now. Dang. Yeah, it's over here. Cool. All right, that's sick. That was rad. That was rad as hell. I wasn't expecting a puzzle like that. Oh. Yeah, that's a really cool puzzle. Like, I guess if you took this all the way the other way, you'd have something like Fez, where it's like the puzzles are so obscure and the game is so non-directed that it is sort of up to you to sort of get in there and roll around. Yeah, Luigi's Mansion puzzle. Yeah. Press Gain, thank you for the sub. Can it go boom? Thank you for the prime. Appreciate that. Just making sure I didn't miss anybody. I hate doing that. It feels so bad. You ever played the game Monument Valley? I did, a little bit. I have to admit now that game was super linear for my tastes. And like all the puzzle mechanics seemed to be just about like hitting a button or flipping a switch. It was just a series of like things that were either on or off. And like the levels would twist around all cool, but still it was like switch on or off. Is it? And then you have to walk to the end. I don't know. I was waiting or hoping for more actual puzzle complexity out of that game, and it never really arrived. Or rather, I think I got tired of waiting for it and then just sort of stopped playing. What game? Monument Valley. Has a really cool look, but... Birb on a bed? What is this? This is outrageous. You're a bird. You don't belong on a bed. What are you doing? Ridiculous. The creator Fez commit to giving up on video games. Yeah. So far. Just kind of pieced out and that was that. Ooh. Miss Congard. Thank you for the stream. Love the stream. You're dope as fuck. Well, thank you very much. I try to execute new heights of dopeness every day. Personal dedication to being dope. Oops. All right. I like their little. They got little chompy faces under the pots. It's like little vampire mouths. Why are they wearing pots if they have little chompy mouths? Are they trying to chomp me? Maybe not. Love how the birdie does little head twitches when you stand still. Yeah. You give up on games after you made several updates and comments about Fez 2 being on its way. So thanks, Twitter. Yeah. Thanks, gamers. I mean, everybody likes to be smug about him because he came off looking a little bit weird in, like, the indie game movie. And I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, the way people reacted to the figures in that film, it's like, you guys have never been around anybody creative in your lives, have you? Well, okay. But yeah, people really like shitting on him. So he... I mean, I don't hold it against anybody. The older I get and the more I see about what people put up with, the more I completely understand when somebody's like, man, fuck this whole scene. What's the story with that dude? Was he an asshole? Not really, no. I don't think so, but people certainly like to be antagonistic towards him. He was an indie developer, you know, so maybe he was a bit pretentious and had a beard and didn't really present himself all that well on camera. I don't know. I don't get it. I think that was also a time when, like, ooh, Yondo! Thank you for the explosion of subs. Hold on, I'm gonna take the edge off of my sub alert for that. You just gave me so much money I had to turn down my sub alerts. Thank you very much, Yondo. Damn, awfully generous of you. Clearly this is another Philfish supporter in chat. I'm gonna tear the heck out of this mini boss just cause of that. Gonna get some primo gaming right here. Oh, I already got hit. Oh. Okay. No! I thought I could roll away from that. Oh! Oh no! No, after all the subs, no! I thought I rolled away from that one. I gotta run all the way through now. I did it. I did it. Let's just all pretend that I did it. Does that work? Can we all do that? Yeah, that's fine. We can do that. We're all good with that, right? Love Fez, never beat it, but I started like 4 times and really enjoy the game's vibes. Love a game that just wants me to hang out in it. Yeah. Saturday morning game. A Weed Wolf. Thank you for the prime. Ooh, a Weed Wolf. Wow. Weed Wolf is on the prowl. Alright, let's do it. I feel like this boss is like meant to train you about the angle of your attack being important too. About how you have to hit him from the front with a rolling attack or it doesn't count. Whoa. Can be a little tough, like sometimes the little mini guys, their model can get obscured in the boss, and then you don't see when they're rearing up to hit you. Yeah. Dang it. Or like you'll do your 3-hit attack just because they happen to be next to the enemy, it like changes the spacing a little bit so you don't hit with all 3, but you thought you did. Love those little guys. There we go. That one was for you, Yondo. That one's dedicated pro gaming move, dedicated to Yondo in chat there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How's the fitness stuff going? Have to admit, I've been a little slobby lately. Mostly owing to the fact that like quarantine's backing off, going outside again, going to bars, going to restaurants. I've been having a drink here and there. I've been having a meal here and there. So I fell off a bit of a train that I was on, but I'm climbing back on it. Today's a readjustment day. I'm setting today aside to kind of get my diet back in line. Very happy G Fuel's been adding more hydration flavors. Can't handle the amount of caffeine the regular stuff has. I go very slight, yeah. I do like 1/3 to 1/4 of a scoop. That gives me a nice little jolt. That's about enough for me. But yeah, I've been leaning into the hydration a lot lately too, cause, like I said, aforementioned, and that's a big pile of boys. I've learned the hydration mix is a great hangover preventer / addresser. Drinking hydration mix after some drinks before I go to bed helps me wake up without a headache, and even if I do wake up with a headache, hydration mix actually makes it go away pretty quickly. So I prefer that massively to taking like Tylenol or ibuprofen or something, which, you know, I don't really have a problem with, but I'm trying to just get away from that stuff in general. I learned that, well, I've talked about it before, but I would get into this bad cycle where I drink a lot, then I have a headache, then I take ibuprofen, then it makes my tummy hurt, so then I eat a lot of like comfort food, and then it's just this whole cycle where I end up over drinking, overeating, oh gosh. Wow. Oof. I got slapped. Yeah, better not add more stress for your kidneys and liver. Mm-hmm. Although I don't know, maybe my liver. Oh, already all twisted up. Haven't gamed since high school, 10 years. Want to get back into it. I think the Steam Deck is a good stepping in point if I'm not really out to play AAA games. It is. I would say a Switch is probably going to be an easier way to get back into stuff. It's got a ton of games. It's got a lot of the like sort of more indie AA games. That may be a term you're unfamiliar with, but like not necessarily the most hyper expensive realistic graphics. Something that's just a bit down on the production chain. It was in here, right? Yeah. I'm guessing she's not in here now. Well, she was just monstering me a bit. I guess I have a key now. So yeah, I don't know. I would I think if you've been out of gaming for a long time and you just want like a simple, cheap point of entry to kind of explore the space, I mean, Switch is available right now, and I think it's got what you want. To me, a Steam Deck is more for people who specifically have maybe been into gaming for a while and want more, maybe weirder games, access to a library that no console has, that kind of thing. Hey, what's up, APOC? Yeah, you always come back. You always come back to check in. I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. I followed gaming thanks to the likes of you and Bruce, so I get what you mean. That's about a level I want to jump in on. Okay. Yeah, I mean... Oh, dang it. Talking to get me in trouble. I like how it has to curl up its arms real tight before it starts twirling. No! Jeez. No looking at chat here. Oh. I like how when you break their pots off, it's always one hit. They're so tiny and squishy. Ooh, Jabba Wobs. Thanks for the sub. This game's amazing. Delighted to see you play it. Superb combat, exploration, music, and charm. Yeah, it seems like it's got everything. Like everything's hitting the right marks. At this point, I'm just kind of what I'm kind of fascinated to observe is how complex games decide to be. What? Oh, that was neat. I like the light changing. That was an unexpected thing. Monkifer, thanks for the prime. Okay, cool. I wondered if you could just fall down. I play something like Ultra Kill. I tried to. When they did one of the earlier tests, I tried to play it, and for some reason it was running at like 2% speed. It was very, very weird. So I had some weird tech issue with it way back when it first hit early access, and I didn't go back to it. So I want to, though. I do like those kinds of games a lot. It's been a while since I've really tucked into a good roguelike. I wanted to pick up Isaac and oh gosh, Gungeon. I'd like to clear those. Isaac's had a number of content patches. That's a whole thing unto itself now. This game is Zelda-like? Oh yeah, big time. Like maybe like Link to the Past without the overworld. Yeah, Binding of Isaac. That shit is impossible. What if you're a big gamer though? Huge gamer. I am all about making the impossible possible. Why are there goo vats over here? What's that all about? Maybe the witch is using goo science to make herself young. Oh, what? Ah, I wondered about that. Okay. There was a VeggieTales character inspired by Magic Mike called Mango Michael, based on the Angel Michael, but he's a mango and he gets down. Okay. That sounds good to me. Sounds fitting. course, there's an air vent elevator in this bird game. Yeah, it's so cute though. I gotta find another locked door. I've been saying I need to play Isaac since it came out. I firmly believe that playing Binding of Isaac will make you a better person. Firmly believe that. I'm surprised that worked. Playing with controller? Yep. How are the controls? They're good. They do exactly what they need to do. Yeah, really no issues with the controls. Beat Burnout 2 on the PS2 today. What's good? And that's a classic one. Oh, I didn't know they could go up in the air. Come on, little guy. Oh. Burnout 2 is before they had, like, all the cool takedown mechanics. I mean, they were kind of there, but man. Need that soundtrack in 3. Need that cutaway camera. I remember playing the original Burnout and being like, okay, this goes fast, I guess. And then playing Burnout 2 and being like, okay, they figured out how to make it go really fast. Well, that's neat. But it was still kind of like maybe like one step above Cruising USA. And then Burnout 3 came out and I was like, Frah! They got it. They nailed it. Just beat 1 and 2 onto 3 next. Ugh, gosh. It's crazy because, like, Burnout 1 to 3 is sort of like... That's sort of like the maturation of the PlayStation 2 generation in one thing. In, like, early PS2 days, it was still the Wild West. But by the end of PS2 era... There were people that like figured out so many fundamentals of UI and UX and like what sells and what works and how to work the PS2 and it's hard to say like which generation showed the most change from start to finish. I mean no one was even asking that, but I said it. I feel like PS2 might be it though. And I mean like that's more of like a business sense. I feel like the industry in general really firmed up around AAA development during PS2. And leading into Gen 7, that's when it like really took off. But you saw some like really early Gen 7 kind of games. Those were the ones that hit real big. Favorite console to collect for? Oh man. I wonder which console has the most like retail copies of games. I would bet by far that like PS4 probably has the most games on it, but that's probably because of digital games and digital distribution and all that. So I wonder, just like discrete pieces of software. What was a PS2 launch title? Oh boy. Let's see here. I remember the non-sports games were like Fantavision, Tekken Tag Tournament. I think a Ridge Racer? No, that was PS3. The Bouncer. PS2 launch was kind of butt. It was kind of booty. Was Sly Bandicoot? Was the Itoy a game launch? I don't know. Itoy came much later. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Here's an article from IGN. From August... Oh wait, 2015. Why do you update that stuff? The final list of launch games for PS2. I don't remember there being this many. This seems like a lot. Okay. All these titles available... Wait, made it onto store shelves by October 26, 2000. Okay, originally posted October 2000. Good. Why was it updated in 2015? That's weird. Oh, Kessen? Jeez. Oh, there was a Ridge Racer. Okay. Street Fighter EX3, God. Oh, the original Time Splitters. Huh. Well, that's not so bad then, I guess. You got representation for most genres in sports. I guess, yeah, it seemed so much more sparse. Bring back Time Splitters? Your mumser, I got great news for you. That is literally happening. With a lot of the original talent, too, so... I agree, though. I feel like comedy games, or just games that have comedic aspects, are so really needed. Games have taken themselves so seriously for so long. Hey, he's back. Ow. Oh, this is gonna be challenging. All right. Well, got too greedy. Oop. Dang. Got too greedy again. The timing windows of these bosses are specifically razor tuned to be like, don't get too greedy. It's like you get exactly these number of attacks and that's it. And I gotta run all the way back through, huh? Alright, I will do that. I guess I could buy an upgrade. It doesn't seem like they take away any currency or anything when you die, too. This does seem to be a game that they very much wanted everyone to finish. Like, no obvious punishments. No, like, big stopping points. It flows right back to, okay, you're alive, now go play again. It didn't take that long. Talked about Kingsfield in relation to Souls. Did you play the Armored Core games? Well... From Software only made one of the Armored Cores, right? They only made 4 Answer. But I also haven't played most of the Armored Core games. That's why I haven't really talked about them. Wait, what did I get hit with? Can they shoot at you when they're doing the twirly thing? Ah! Yeah, sometimes projectiles can get hidden by the perspective. Although being able to swat away projectiles with your sword, that does feel really good. It's big, like, get that shit out of here energy. Oh, camera turned off. That's weird. Game's so hard I blew out my camera. Actually, I think what it is I forgot to turn off my camera last night, so I think my camera's overheating. Gamer down! FromSoft did all the Armored Cores? Really? I thought... Huh. I thought I looked that up at some point, and for some reason... 4 Answer was the only one listed, but I could be wrong. I am wrong. Look at that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think... Wait, hold on. That's right. Okay. Never mind. I got it mixed up. They didn't make Tenchu, I think is what I was thinking of. Because that's another game that for a while I was like, oh yeah, From Software game, Tenchu. And like, they didn't make it, they published it. Which is why when Sekiro was coming out and I was like, oh, this is like Tenchu, a game you made. I had to be like, wait a minute. No, you didn't actually make that. I think that's what I was confusing it with. My bad. I think they like co-developed one Tenchu? Yeah, Shadow Assault. Tenchu. Tenchu. They made a couple Tenchu, but not most of them? Yeah. Well, tell you what. This is a good time to take a little break. Let my camera cool off a little bit. What do you ask at the barber's for a sweet haircut like that? A shitty haircut guy. What you may be looking for is the undercut. That's when your hair is long on top but kind of buzzed on the sides. I have a fade on the sides. And then I just have my hair combed up in the front. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break here. A bit of a little break. Let the jets cool. Let the gamer vibes bleed off for a minute. I'll be right back. So I'll see you guys in a minute. Let's see if my camera will turn back on. Hey, there we go. Actually, here, I'll do this. Got a bit of an update for you guys. Since Steph is... Wait, what? No audio. What do you mean? I see it. Muted? Oh, it's back. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, I don't know what it crackled. It's back to life. Okay. Maybe I nudged something. All right. Important update. Yeah, cable issue. It's this thing right here. This guy. Something in there loses connection every so often. I'm right, and I've shocked it into life. But yeah, I'm actually going to be wrapping up the stream here since Stephanie's back, so I'm going to hang out with her. She's been gone for like 4 or 5 days, so we're just going to be a loving couple together for a while. More video games later. I think so. Normally I don't stream on Monday, but maybe I'll stream some tomorrow to just get some more time. Yeah, it's gross. It's gross, isn't it? I have to admit, though, I have added some new stuff to MediaTek, and I didn't run MediaTek this Friday because Racer Trash was going. So I'm going to let that run for a while. I'll just throw it to clips. It's basically what you guys were watching, except now without the promise of gameplay later. So I'll just let the stream run for another couple of hours if you feel like having some background noise for your weekend. But apart from that, I may or may not be back tomorrow. No, I think I will. I should have time. Yeah, I should have time. We're getting some good streams tomorrow. Oh yeah, my James Bond onesie is here.
Your play suit.
My play suit. I can't wait to play. All right, well, oh yeah, I guess it is in frame. Good moves. Well, thank you guys for watching. And like I said, it's not over yet, but essentially, I'll be floating around the house. So I'm gonna keep an eye on chat though, and I'll still be hovering around, just to make sure nobody gets too racist in here. That's never a problem. I'm just joking. All right, thanks again for watching, and I'll be back with more games another day. Did I not put a scene in my Switch deck for that? I guess I didn't. Here, I'll click on it. I'll have to click on it.
Whatever our neighbors are cooking, it smells good.
Click on.
And better maybe whatever it's you're cooking.
Oh yeah, I think it's what I'm cooking. It's my lunch. Where? There it is.